Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vietnam Stock Market Opportunities. It's an honor to have the opportunity to address such a distinguished audience. And if you want to open a legal trading account, please contact us with the email Vietnamstockmarket.entry@gmail.com. Telegram Vietnamstockmarket.entry with the phone number is 8491-432-6556. Or you can also scan the two QR codes on the screen so that we can support you. And the other way to contact with us is please follow and subscribe the channel name Areca Capital's channel. The owner of this YouTube channel is Areca Hồng Nguyen. She's a personal financial advisor and a Viet Capital Securities Stock Program Manager. You can contact her with the email hongzongyuan@vcsc.com.vn with the phone number is 8491-432-6556. And we always welcome you to our office on the 11th floor, 109 Trường Đạo Street, Hoàn Kiếm District, Hà Nội, Vietnam. And today I'm going to share with you about Vietnam Strategy 2023. Consumer attractively valued compared to long-term prospects. Summary: we expect the global economic slowdown and headwinds in financial markets to negatively impact overall consumer spending in the near term. Nevertheless, we continue to have a strong conviction in companies which we believe are long-term winners in their respective industries due to their superior core competencies and financial muscle that put them in a strong position to consolidate market shares as smaller competitors face difficulties. Our topics are also exposed to secular trends and thus long-term growth opportunities in Vietnam, such as the rise of middle affluent consumers, P&J, the proliferation of modern retail and e-commerce, MWG and MSN, and digital consumption, FPT and DGW. Our preferred defensive stocks include SAB Beer, VEA Automotive, and CTR Telco due to Vietnam's resilient beer consumption and SAB's solid financial position. We view SAB as a compelling choice for a defensive holding. We also believe VEA's attractive dividend yield is sustainable, and we anticipate Vietnam's rising middle affluent class will lead robust growth moving forward. Lastly, we have confidence in CTR's long-term earnings growth on the resilient need for data consumption in Vietnam amid economic headwinds. And let's see on the screen, and I will show you the consumer sector key data. Consumer sector summary valuations. Sector outlook, economic turbulence weighs on Vietnamese consumer confidence in all classes. FMCG recovery to be curbed by rising challenges among low-income and mass consumers. We expect sluggish FMCG consumption in 2023 before it returns to a growth trajectory in 2024. Vietnam's FMCG consumption in 9 months 2022 experienced a full recovery from its low in 9 months 2021. In H1 2022, FMCG consumption modestly recovered from the low in 2021 as inflationary pressure partially offsets the positive impact of One, blue-collar workers returning to industrial zones. Two, fears of COVID-19 easing. And three, the resumption of catering and out-of-home in, entertainment services after social distancing restrictions. The recovery was more visible in Q3 2022 as a result of softened petroleum prices that partly eased cost pressure on consumer and supported consumer confidence. The FMCG sector recovered 10% year-over-year in volume and 5% year-over-year in price in 9 months 2022, according to Nielsen IQ. Vietnam's FMCG growth year-over-year, consumers' biggest concerns in 2022. However, consumer spending power encountered additional adverse impacts from the global economic slowdown that deteriorated Vietnam's exposed activities in Q4 2022. This situation has led to workers experiencing reduced working hours, thus squeezing their disposable income as grocery costs remain high compared to the pre-pandemic level. According to the General Confederation of Labor serving on 6,200 workers nationwide at end November 2022, their monthly average income dropped 12% to 5.9 million Vietnam dong from the 6.7 million Vietnam dong that was announced by the General Statistics Office of Vietnam in Q3 2022. Additionally, 59% of workers surveyed that had no savings and 38% were in debt. We expect exposed to remain weak through H1 2023 due to weaker global demand, which will also weigh on the labor market. In H2 2023, we expect a potential recovery in export activities that should stimulate demand for labor in Q2, Q3 2023. Nevertheless, we expect the recovery of consumer expanding power to trail the recovery of the labor market as we believe consumers need time to replenish their savings, which will restore consumption confidence in the aftermath of economic challenges. We assume FMCG consumption will be more vibrant in H1 2024 and post a stronger rebound in H2 2024. 485 enterprises in 20 cities provinces were affected by declines in new orders as of November 25th, 2022. 631,329 employees were affected by declines in new orders as of the 25th November 2022. Spending on high-end goods to slow as weaker financial positions affect the middle affluent class. While the MAC ensures wealth preservation through financial assets holdings in 2021, H1 2022, the outlook is less attractive in 2023 due to growing macroeconomic headwinds. The failing value of financial assets and tighter liquidity in financial markets in H2 2022, which we expect to result in a reverse wealth effect among the Vietnamese MAC. We believe luxury spending, fashion jewelry, iPhones and passenger cars will slow in 2023, but we assume more vibrant discretionary spending in 2024. We saw some early signs of a slowdown in spending in November 2022, despite the arrival of the peak season for discretionary spending. Based on data from the Vietnam Automobile Manufacturers Association and Hyundai Thành major auto manufacturers experienced a year-over-year sales slowdown and month-on-month sales decrease in November 2022, even though Q4 is normally the peak season for car sales. Similarly, P&J, a leading manufacturer and retailer of fashion jewelry, also experienced a slowdown in retail sales in November 2022. Although P&J's month-on-month decrease in November, retail sales follows a typical pattern. At October retail sales are normally boosted thanks to Vietnamese Women's Day on the 20th October. The company's 17% month-on-month decrease in retail sales in November 2022 was steeper compared to previous years, less than 13% month-on-month in November 2018, less than 7% month-on-month in November 2019, and less than 3% month-on-month in November 2020. Monthly sales of P&G's retail business. Monthly passenger car sales, 1,000 units. Nevertheless, we believe Vietnam has been one of the more promising consumer markets in Asia for the luxury goods industry. According to the Wealth Report 2022 by UK property consultant Knight Frank, Vietnam's high net worth population with liquid assets of at least $1 million and ultra high net worth population with liquid assets of at least $30 million experience CAGRs of 13% and 16% in 2016 to 2021, outpacing 11% and 15% in other Asian countries, respectively. We believe that momentum for luxury spending will have a stronger rebound compared to FMCG spending in H1 to 2024. In H2 2024. Vietnam's luxury market value by segments in 2014 to 2022 forward. Modern trade growth momentum to be curbed in 2023, but ample medium-term growth headroom remains intact due to an inevitable shift from traditional to modern trade. We expect short-term headwinds to curb the growth of modern trade in 2023 due to consumers trading down for or buying less. In a survey conducted by Nielsen IQ in Q2 2013, following an economically turbulent period in 2008 to 2012, about actions taken to save on household expenses. 49% of respondents choose to delay upgrading computers and mobile phones. 44% chose to delay the replacement of household items, and 21% chose to switch to cheaper grocery brands. We believe consumers will follow relatively identical patterns in the short term because of economic headwinds. Consumers' strategies to save on household expenses. Cut out how entertainment 67%, cut down on new clothes 65%, save on gas and electricity 63%, delay upgrading PC mobile 49%, cut annual vacation 46%, cut down on telephone expenses 44%, delayed replacement of household items 44%, cut down on takeaway meals 41%, use car less often 22%, which to cheaper grocery brands 21%, cut down or buy cheaper alcohol 19%, cut down on smoking 18%, cut at home entertainment 15%. Nevertheless, we believe increasing consumer preferences for convenience and the pursuit of omni-channels, integrating offline commerce among leading retailers will continue to drive the market share of mini marts and online channels over the long run. As Vietnam consumers' lifestyles have become busier, we have shown growing preference for mini marts rather than big box stores due to closer proximity to their homes. Moreover, the smaller size of mini marts makes it easier to retailers to find locations compared to supermarkets and hypermarkets. Modern trade compares to traditional trade market shares in Vietnam's FMCG consumption in top 4 cities, left chart, and rural areas, right chart. Value share by channel of FMCG spending in top 4 cities. Vietnam presents ample growth headroom for modern grocery retailing. In 2021, there was 47.2 billion US dollars spent on groceries, but modern trade only accounted for 11% of this number. Against this backdrop, we believe WCM and VHX, the two largest grocery retailers in terms of scale, will share the mini-mart format's market share gains going forward, as we currently forecast. WCM and VHX will raise their mini-mart store counts from 3,319 1,729 as of end 2022 forward to 5,419, 2,129 by year end 2025 forward respectively. Modern grocery penetration in Southeast Asian countries. Meanwhile, digital adoption in making day-to-day purchases, e-commerce, transport and food deliveries, online travel and online media is growing on the back of Vietnam's tech savviness. High internet smartphone penetrations and promotional efforts of e-commerce marketplace shipping cost subsidies growing forward. Apart from pure e-commerce players, we believe this sector's growth will be fueled by greater investment from brick-and-mortar retailers such as MWG and MSN in their online channels, which aims to deliver omni-channel experience to customers. Resilient digital adoption growth among their among end users and corporations provides bright long-term outlook for companies in the new technology value chain. Digital adoption continues among Vietnamese consumers post-pandemic, implying sustainable demand for data consumption that benefits data center and telco operators. According to the Ministry of Information and Communications, White's book on Vietnam's internet resources, the country's internet access over total population and 3G, 4G penetration rate among smartphone users were 73% and 95% in 2022, respectively, according to Meta and Bain companies in their SYNC Southeast Asia 2022 report. Vietnam also experienced steady growth in new digital commercial consumer participation in 2021 to 2022. Those data demonstrates strong digital adoption of Vietnamese consumers, which in turn provides lucrative potential for digital product service consumption moving forward. In addition, according to markets research firms Hootsuite and We Are Social, Vietnamese people aged 16 to 64 spend an average 6 hours and 38 minutes per day online in 2022, which is more than citizens of other Asian countries. And the average time that Vietnamese people spend on the internet still growth even after COVID-19 subsided. So, as such, we see solid demand for online entertainment in and after the wake of COVID-19, putting data center and telco providers FPT and CTR respectively in strong positions to tap the increasing needs of consumers for higher internet speeds and lower latency. New digital consumer participation among Vietnamese consumers. Year-on-year growth of average time spending per internet user by major category in 2022. Long-term growth of IT service providers to be spearheaded by robust enterprises, digital transformation, and investment. In our view, the solid growth of DX digital transformation across industries and businesses of all sizes will be the main revenue drivers of information and communication technology players in Vietnam. According to the Vietnam Software Association, Vietnamstock, 80% of SMEs are now aware of the importance of DX as a key solution to improve efficiency and competitiveness. In addition, based on the MIC's estimate in 2022, Vietnam's cloud computing market is expected to grow by 26% year-over-year. The fastest pace in Southeast Asia and much higher than the global average of 16% year-over-year. Furthermore, 67% and 87% of enterprises in Vietnam are adopting emerging technologies such as AI and Internet of Things, respectively. For example, large corporations such as Petrolimex and EV and SPC, one of the leading power generation companies under Vietnam's national power company EVN, signed DX feasibility study contracts with leading domestic IT service provides providers, including FPT and Viettel in 2022. Vietnam's transformation to become a digital economy continues to be one of the government's strategic priorities. According to the MIC, the government signed a decision in March 2022 approving the promotion of IT applications and digital transformation with a vision to 2030. This includes an IT budget in 2021-2025 of 10.2 trillion Vietnam dong, 0.35% of the total public investment budget for the same period. For the digitalization of infrastructure layer and platforms across Vietnam's 63 provinces, municipalities, and multiple industries. The government targets for the digital economy's share of GDP to increase from 5% in 2019 to 20% in 2022 and 30% in 2030. Vietnam's government target for digital economy proportion of GDP, similar to the Vietnamese government's expectation for digital transformation at nationwide scale, forecast in 2022 research co-authored by Google, Temasek, and Bain entitled the 2022 CSEA economy state that the stellar growth of e-commerce, digital financial services, and other internet services would drive Vietnam's digital economy to achieve $57 billion in gross merchandise value in 2025. Vietnam's strong internet economy growth implies a prosperous outlook for companies involved in the value chain of new technologies such as ICT, hardware, connected consumer gadgets, leasing digital infrastructures, and DX services, including our top stock picks and WG and FPT. Vietnam's internet economy by GMV. Listed companies are involved in the value chain of new technologies. Yeah, and that brings me to the end of my presentation today about consumer attractively valued and compares to long-term prospects. And if you want to open a legal trading account, don't hesitate to contact with us with the information on the screen so that we can assist you. So like, subscribe our channel and share this video to everyone to know more our channel. So thank you for your attention and see you next time.